One of the sketchiest experiences from our travels was an unexpected night in Shanghai, China.
The first time I ever planned a trip was a trip to Southeast Asia, and it was with our friends Kyle and Megan.
So this is my contribution to the sketchy travel story.
Okay, so Shanghai.
And I had never planned a trip before. Kyle and Megan were good friends of ours when we lived in Kwajalein. And so this was kind of my first trial run on if I could do a big trip.
We were living in Kwajalein in the Marshall Islands on our way to Thailand.
And in order to make those jumps, we had to go through some pretty crazy airports on the way.
From the Marshall Islands through Micronesia to Guam, and then Guam through Shanghai, and then we were going to spend the night at the Shanghai hotel in the airport on our way to Thailand.
Just an overnight, no big deal.
I had made the assumption that Shanghai was going to be similar but different to Hong Kong, which had lots of places to lounge in the airport and had an airport hotel. And I was wrong.
So there was an issue of trying to find somebody who spoke enough English to be able to get us into a hotel room just for a few hours.
The cheap option looked pretty sketch.
Jumping from kiosk to see if there was a hotel room available for us.
We're like, man, we just want a bed. Like, we're not gonna be there very long. We have to wake up early again to fly.
We're gonna, try to save a few dollars and do the middle of the road one.
Hand them our passport, hand them our ticket for the next morning, and then the lady goes ahead and makes us a reservation at a hotel.
We said, well, I thought it was close to the airport. They're like, yes, but we still have to drive there.
And again, no communication other than, as if to say, go with that man who's picking up your bags at this time and who took the reservations for the hotel from the lady at the counter.
So we got on the shuttle with all of our baggage. It's still ridiculously early in the morning.
There's no windows in the van that I recall. It's just like you're sitting there kind of like seats on the side and all your luggage in the middle, and then Jason's up at the front with the driver.
Again, it's very late in Shanghai, but it's Shanghai. It's a big city. Expect it to be kind of bustling, but it certainly was not that. It was not bustling. It was dark and nobody was out.
Well, like 20 minutes into this car ride, we're like, where is this place? We're nowhere near the airport, and it is pitch black.
We saw this hotel, like a beacon.
We kind of slow down in front of this hotel, and it's this beautiful big hotel with like big lights on, and it's got like these pillars, and it looks gorgeous and very Western and comforting in a country where things are not what we're used to.
And then the van, it didn't take the entrance into that really nice hotel.
We just like keep driving and turn around and drive away. And I was like, I don't know what we've got ourselves into, but we're definitely not staying in a hotel that looks like this.
They go back down these side streets, and I mean, there are side streets, and I'm like, oh, this is not great. I'm uncomfortable right now.
The guy stops, and I'm not sure why.
In front of this, what looks like apartment buildings.
Really shady looking low storefronts and nothing at all that looked like a hotel.
The guy who's the driver, who, by the way, has all of our passports, hops out and starts going down this alleyway. And we were like, what's happening? And I just remember somebody saying, oh my gosh, he has our passports. Follow him. You're in a communist country. Follow your freaking passport.
Jason gets out of the car and follows the guy into the alley.
We're like, surely this is not where we're staying.
And down this hallway is apparently the lobby, quote unquote, for this hotel that we're staying at, that we have chosen.
The rest of us are just sitting in the shuttle trying to figure out what's going on. And then they come back out and they're like, this is where we need to go. We need to get out, and this is where we're staying.
Yeah, there was definitely either some homeless people or some really sketch things along this little side alley. It just seemed a little odd, and I was like, I'm not loving this.
And I just remember there being flies everywhere, bugs everywhere in this tightly confined space with all of these people, and all I can remember are like the bugs that were everywhere. And we were one of the first people, like we got into the room, we were one of the first people into the room, but magically everybody else got served before us.
She helped them before helping us. Like, it was very clear that we were waiting for everyone else.
And that was really frustrating because we were all really tired and knew that our travel was not yet finished.
And we finally got checked in.
And then we get funneled into this like one elevator with all of our stuff, and we get up to the hotel.
The elevator opens up into a very narrow hallway. It's all tile floors.
And immediately I was like, oh no. Oh no. Is this a place that they rent by the hour? I'm not sure, because it seems like it might be.
So it was just like half naked, sexily posed women just on these little cards, all just littered across the floor.
They're stuck in the doors along the way. They're on the floorboard, like along the floor.
Like, call for your girls.
Very thoughtful person left business cards on the floor in case anyone would like companionship.
This is our first time ever traveling together, and oh no.
It certainly seemed like more of the hourly type rather than the evening type.
So then we get to our rooms. They're next to each other. Great. We go into the rooms.
The rooms left a lot to be desired. They were very narrow.
Walk in another 2 steps into the bathroom, and there is at least one long dark hair just right on the floor of the bathroom. Is it from one of the girls? I don't know. It's not from Michelle, because she's still behind me, and I was just like, oh no.
But the thing that freaked me out is we walk in and you go to the left is the bathroom, and then the first little cutout is one bed, and then in the back there's another bed. And then above that bed is a big window. But it doesn't have any glass in it. It's just this big open air thing.
An unsecured window that opened up into the hallway on the other side, on the back side of the room.
You could climb in through that. You could just climb in.
It was just like the least secure room I've ever stayed in.
So Kyle and Megan are just good friends, and so Megan and I were going to rooms together, but after what was going down in this situation, we decided to split up. So Jason and I shared a room, and Kyle and Megan shared a room.
Being the chivalrous guy I am, let Megan take the larger spot in the back, which happened to have a window with no coverings on it and neon lights in the alleyway.
I couldn't sleep. All my dreams were that somebody was coming through that window, and yeah, I really freaked myself out, so that was pleasant.
You know, there's a little moment of panic where your heart jumps into your throat.
And like, you're just like, in a matter of, I don't know, like, you know, an hour, I've gone from thinking we're just gonna be in the airport to going into this communist country in the middle of the night. Some guy walks off with our passports, and now we're staying in this super sketch room that apparently someone could easily break into if they wanted to. I can call some girls up on a car. I mean, it was just, nothing about this experience was in any way what I was prepared for.
I think that's what happened. I'm actually not quite sure. I feel like it happened all in a blur.
Anyways, we made it through the night. We got ready the next morning. We're like, get us out of here. So we go downstairs.
I remember in the daylight, it looked like a pretty normal little place.
Everything gets a lot less scary in the daylight. It's amazing how that works.
I look forward to going back to China sometime and actually having an experience that I'm, one, expecting, and two, I'm sure it'll be a stellar experience, but this was not it.
But it was definitely something to remember of that trip.
You know, not the best night stay in the world in any of our travels, but it did turn out to be okay.
I'm thankful that Kyle and Megan still continue to travel with us even after that slight fail and the first place that we ever stayed together. The end.